Hey, it's LK, and today's video is actually a speed build. Well, it's actually a renovation of the 30 by 20 Daisy Hovel lot in Willow Creek. So this house is actually really cute. Like I was very inspired to renovate it, but I changed it up a lot. Like, okay, so the outside of the house pretty much remains the same. I mean, the colors are completely different, but that's to be expected. Um, but I added a just like a slight little bump out on the left side of the build. There ends up being just a little bump out just to make the living room a little bit bigger, but the rest of it is basically the same size. I did rearrange all the rooms though, so I got rid of that floor plan completely because it just wasn't working. So what you can see here is I'm just trying to figure out my colors, and I ended up going with a yellow because I really liked on those windows. I liked the yellow inside on that trim. Those windows came from Strangerville, which is actually I like that pack. I liked it. I've never really replayed the story aspect of it, but the doors in that pack alone really make it worth it to me. But that's just me. That's coming from like my builder standpoint. I enjoy the doors a lot. They're cheap and they can go on a lot of different builds. I wish there were more shorter height options, shorter wall height options for the doors, but otherwise they're great. They're very handy. So that's what actually inspired the black, white, and yellow theme that I went with here. So it kind of comes out I don't know what to explain. It's kind of modern, but not really. It's not like ultra modern. It's, I guess, contemporary. It's very happy. It's a very happy house. It's very sunny. It's really cute in the end. I mean, I think so. I built it though, so I mean, I'm completely biased. So let me know in the comments if you think this house is really cute, because I definitely did. So I'm just adding on a back porch, which I think I utilized the space okay. I mean, I never know what to do with porches. Do you have this problem too? Like, I never know what to put on a porch. It's so irritating. And, oh, I started building this house right before, I think it was the day before Nifty Knitting came out. I started building it, and then I finished it the day after. So I don't know, I kind of was stuck in this, do I want to add Nifty Knitting stuff into this build or do I not? I actually don't know if I added anything from Nifty Knitting into it in the end. I can't remember. I think I was kind of like pretending with my mind that like, oh, let's just pretend I don't have it yet. Which is a lie, because I definitely did have it. But I was just trying not to use it because it didn't fit into my original plan for the build. So we're just rearranging things now. You can see I moved the kitchen completely over to the other side because I just think it makes more sense for the space. And I gave myself a budget for this build, I believe, of 50,000. So I know that that stove I just placed, for instance, I ended up having to change it. I might have had to change the fridge too. I think I did change the fridge because it just wasn't fitting into the budget in the end. Like, I got everything into the build, but my decorations were not looking right. Like, some rooms were looking completely like finished and all decorated, and I don't know, some of the rooms just looked like there was nothing in them. So I had to kind of get myself a little more room, a little more leeway for all those little knickknacks and stuff around the place, because to me it doesn't make sense. Like, if you're gonna have some spaces without all of that extra decor, it should be like the whole house, like not just like some rooms. I don't know, it looks odd, you know? So like, if everything's gonna be finished, then everything should be finished. That's just me. Like, I don't know, it looks strange if you have like a bedroom with just a bed in it, but the whole rest of the house is finished, right? It's a little weird, but I guess for storytelling purposes, I guess it could work, but not what I went for. So yeah, I really like the yellow. It's so bright and happy, and I love that floor from Vampires, that like vintage tile. I think it looks really cool. I think it works in here really well. And okay, so we're going out into the living room now, and oh no, I think we're doing the dining room. Okay, so the dining room I had issues with. I really wanted to use this really big round table. I think it's beautiful. I think it suits the house so well. But it was just too big. It was too big, so we ended up downsizing that later. I thought about cutting this footage out completely, but I thought it was important to show that, you know, things don't always go to plan. And if you have to get rid of something, even if you love it, sometimes it works out for the better. Because in the end, my little square 4-chair table works out really well. Like, it's not as grand, but it's a tiny house, you know? Well, it's not a tiny house, sorry. It's not like, don't get it twisted. It's not a tiny house. But it's like, it's a small home. It's really cute. Oh, I forget who I saw this trick from. It might have been Miss Griffey. I love Miss Griffey's builds. It might have been her. It might not have been. Sorry if it's not. But downsizing a little chair and then just shifting it up just to add some color, like add extra pillows onto a couch. I loved that idea. It came in so handy here. It brought in more of that yellow color that I just wasn't getting. So came in super handy here. And I think in a moment here, it's you're not going to notice it because I edited it out, but this is where I stopped for the night, and then I slept on it, and I came back to the build the next day. I think it was like right here. Right out, yeah. Okay, so now we're into like the next day, so I'm like all refreshed, I'm feeling inspired again to finish the build, and then I decided, you know what, this table is just not going to work, and we said goodbye. It was hard, but you know, sometimes you just gotta do it. And all right, we're adding in some decorations, and there's my table that I ended up going with, and I really love those black chairs that came with the tiny living pack. They're really, really cute. I don't use them as often as I should. I'm just adding in some little knickknacks on the tables, a candle, a little pencil holder. I wanted to make sure that there was a little office space, but like there wasn't room for an actual office, so we just put a little desk by the door, which I think will just work fine for the game. It's not like totally private, but I imagine it's only 1 or 2 people that live in this house. There's only the 1 bedroom, right? So it would be fine. And we're doing the bathroom. The bathroom I struggled with a bit. I could not figure out what I wanted to do in here. And then I finally decided, you know what, let's lean into that black and white thing. And I like how on those tiles that came with Get Famous that are on the floor, there's like yellow grout in them. And I don't know, it looked really cool. So I leaned into that. So there's not a ton of yellow going on in here. It's actually more... Oh yeah, then I wallpapered the bedroom really quickly because I couldn't stand the walls being blank. So yeah, there's not a ton of yellow going on in this room, but that's okay. I mean, it's just a small room, and I know it sucks that you have to go through the bedroom to get to the bathroom, but you know what? That happens a lot in real life too, especially in like just small starter homes, which I mean, I wouldn't call this necessarily a starter home. It's like a step above. I mean, it is $50,000. Actually, it would be more than that because that didn't take into account the actual price of the lot and the first house. Okay, so fail. I didn't think of that until just now, but it's finished, so we're just gonna let that go. So yeah, there's I forget what I was saying before, so let's just move on. The bedroom. I really love the bedroom. I think it's so cute. I love an accent wall. I know accent walls are like maybe a little bit dated now. I don't care. I still love them. In my room that I sit in to record this, I have a bright green, like you would think it's a green screen, but it's not because I don't do face cam. There's a bright green wall behind my bed. I love that wall. I love a good accent wall. I've always loved a good accent wall. It makes me happy, you know? So I don't care if it's dated. I don't know if it is. That's just like something in my head because I was just watching, what was it? Interior Design Masters on Netflix, which was really good. Like I really enjoyed it, but somebody in there said that accent walls were dated and I got, you know, personally offended. So I guess in my mind now it's like, oh my God, is this dated? Because I do it in every build. I don't care. I like it. Okay. So we're just doing some landscaping. I kept it very, very simple in the backyard. I don't know. I enjoy the way it looks. The side part of the yard here ends up looking really good. Right now I think we're just doing the little garden. In By Debug I found that little white picket fence and I decided to just make, you know, a really pretty garden at the front there. And sorry, my recording just suddenly stopped out of nowhere. I have no idea why. That's so weird. Anyway, just gonna jump right back into this as if that didn't happen. Yeah, we're just finishing off this garden at the front that I think looks pretty cute. I'm using some of the By Debug plants in there just to get a little bit of different stuff in there. Also, some of that stuff is 0 simoleons, which is super helpful when you're working on a budget. Anyway, just adding some postcards to the little clipboard, which I think is really cute. I love that in a kitchen. I've never put that in a kitchen before. It works really well, making my outdoor barbecue space. You know what? This backyard would actually, you could have a pool in it so easy. It's really flat and there's not much there, so if you want to add a pool, go right ahead. I didn't do it because I'm on a budget, but yeah, a pool would go great in there because I think it's a good backyard for entertaining. And okay, I love the stone path that I put in. It took forever. Like, even just the sped up version, it took so long to get it right because I was meticulous about how I placed them. It's still not perfect, but I've just figured in the end that a stone path, you know, it's not going to be perfect, and that's part of the charm, is that, you know, things aren't going to go exactly right. And I mean, it's hard because you only get like 3 different variations of the different stones to work with, so it's like 3 or 4, I think, different patterns that you can work with. So yeah, I'm just finishing that up, and yeah, I really am very pleased with the way that this build ended up. I really like it. I think it's adorable. I love the color scheme. I love all the furniture in it. I could happily live in this house. Like, I really could. Would you like this house, or is it too much for you? Because I mean, it's a little bit too much. I'm not an Aries, so I don't like, you know, I don't have that too much gene, but I feel like this house kind of brought it out of me a little bit, which is weird because I'm definitely a Gemini. Anyway, we're coming up to the end of the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out. I hope you enjoyed it, and I really hope I see you in the next one. Bye!